All countries have their heroes and villains throughout the course of their histories, which shapes the world as we know it today. A soldier in ancient Persia who became a slave was able to bring about a new dynasty through assassination and is still one of the most religious figures in that area today. His name was Piruz Nahavandi. In what's now known as Iran, Nahavandi was born sometime around the year 600 CE. Due to the early timelines of his birth, not much is known about his childhood. He grew up to become an expert blacksmith, was instrumental in creating vertical windmills, and was a skilled carpenter before becoming a soldier. The Persian army at the time was engaged in a bloody war with the Muslim nations in the area over territory and conflicting religious beliefs. Piruz Nahavandi served under a commander for the Sasanian army, and in the year 636, the Battle of Al-Qadisiyah, or the Battle of Nahavand, took place on the western bank of the Euphrates River. The Muslim army of Umar ibn al-Khattab vanquished the Sasanian army, and Nahavandi was captured and enslaved. He was then marched into Arabia, where he was transported to Medina in order to serve in the house of Caliph Umar, a very powerful and influential man at the time. It's said that Umar was responsible for many massacres of the Persian people, including women and children during that time. Umar's decision to take Nahavandi into his house as a slave turned out to be a fatal one. Piruz Nahavandi contested the Arabs' tradition of slavery, especially the right to own the slave's belongings as well as any other earnings a slave might make during the time he worked for his owner. However, Umar refused to listen, which ultimately led to Piruz's hatred towards the Caliph. Piruz Nahavandi gained the confidence of the Caliph, and as he began his morning prayer, Nahavandi removed a hidden dagger and stabbed him between 3 and 6 times in the stomach. The knife cut into Umar's navel, which turned out to be a fatal wound and killed him a few days later. In his attempt to escape Umar's men, Nahavandi killed between 6 and 11 of his would-be capturers, and rather than be taken into their custody and with nowhere to go, Nahavandi committed suicide. The assassination of Umar ushered in the Safavid dynasty, and it's said that the day of Umar's assassination is still celebrated in remote Iranian villages today. The tomb of Piruz Nahavandi is still standing and is currently being used as a police station now, which is located in Kashan, Isfahan province, Iran. Although he is highly respected and in some cases worshipped by Iranians, he is still hated by a few non-Iranian Muslims even now, and there are still some people in Iran who claim to be of the bloodline of Piruz Nahavandi today.